is Jina Kim from nurihaus, and today I'm with these two beautiful girls. Hello!
Hi everyone, this is Rachel Kim and I make videos about Korean culture, beauty and lifestyle. And Jenny!
Hi, I'm Jenny from Jina Live and I teach Korean and I share Korean culture. Really nice to meet you guys all and thank you for inviting me.
Thank you for having us. Thank you for coming. And today we are gonna talk about Korean language.
Korean language. Because we are Korean?
Are you Korean?
I'm Korean.
You're Korean?
I am Korean.
Yeah, I'm Korean too. So, people, they ask me and ask you guys probably too, like, okay, you are Korean, but how can you make videos in English?
That's right. That's one thing we have in common. We all make English-based content, but we're all from Korea.
And we're all Korean.
Yes, right. So we are gonna talk about it, like how we studied English by ourselves, all the tips. So please continue watching.
Yay!
So as a Korean, do you think that Koreans are good at English or not?
Good at English. I guess we have to talk about what's good in general.
Good point.
Right? And maybe like if we just like divide it in a language, there's listening, writing, speaking, and reading, like that. Just like the basics. And I guess I believe like Koreans are very excellent at comprehending, like reading and listening and writing as well. But it's just like when it comes to speaking, they have this like barrier. I don't know where it came from, but I believe that in overall, I think Koreans are really good at English. Because English is a second language, but I think they're still really good.
Yeah.
How about you?
I agree with Jenny. From the very early age, we start learning English, and still there are so many words that are derived from English language. Like tables, computer, so many words, I can't even name everything. And there are so many people who know many English words here. There's no such thing as being perfect in second language, but they can, of course, communicate in English, I believe. So I want to say they are not perfect. No one is perfect. So they are good. They're good enough.
Yeah.
Okay, I agree with you guys, but I would say if you come to Korea as a foreigner, sometimes you're gonna feel that it's a little difficult to communicate with some older generations. Or sometimes if you go outside Seoul, then probably you're gonna feel like, okay, what's going on? Yeah, you can feel like that sometimes, but younger generations, I think that they are good at English, but they are hiding it somehow, and then they are afraid to talk to you, and then they're gonna be like, oh, okay, go to there, that direction, in Korean accent, because they are just shy.
That has been my case too when I was in high school, probably. When somebody approaches me and speak English, I am so surprised and I don't know what to do. The first thing I say is, go straight and blah blah blah. That is the phrase that we learn from school.
Yeah.
So I know I can understand very difficult literature in English maybe, but I wasn't really good at communicating or writing. Something that I wasn't educated in school.
Right.
Yeah.
So do you guys think that that is actually related to our education system or not?
I guess I think it's definitely related because I think it's really where it all began, and like even if we go like before that, I think Koreans are very goal-oriented people. So like if our goals were to be fluent in talking in English with a foreigner, I think Koreans would be much better right now. But like what we're focused on, like, and what our Korean educational system had made us focus on is all about the scores. Like everything's about the scores. If you want to go to a university, you have to get that score. If you want to get a raise at a company, you have to get that additional English score. And like if it goes to like what you want to focus on more, they're gonna go on like getting to a job or school. It comes prior. So I think Koreans selected getting that
Yeah.
scores instead of the skill and ability to talk fluently.
Right.
That's so true. Everything is about the numbers.
I know.
But you know what? There is another thing.
What?
The culture in school. When I was younger, I was so shy and self-conscious when my teacher asked me to read a script in front of everyone.
Why?
Because there were words that doesn't exist in like Korean pronunciation. For example, water.
Water.
If I had to read the word water, I used to say water because I hated people calling me out for just like being too much of myself. I don't know. I was too self-conscious and people would tease me like, Rachel, are you American or something? Rachel, you try too much. And
Oh my
I was
God.
just a 13-year-old girl. Last thing I wanted to be was somebody who tries too much. I just wanted to fit in, so water, practice, and those like words that have R in it. If we had a culture that encouraged each other to say the word as it is, then probably I had more fun learning English when I was in the early age.
Oh my god, now that I think of it, I think I had the exact same experience. Like, I was too like shy about what other people thought of me, like my
Yeah.
pronunciation. So like, I think I made it Koreanized.
Yeah.
Like pronunciation.
Right.
Like, run would be ron.
Yeah,
Like
I know.
something like that, just to fit in, like you said.
But we do use 런
Right,
in
right,
Korean
right.
as a Korean word too.
Right,
런.
right.
So now because we are so used to pronounce those words in Korean way, it's the case when we need to speak English in an English way. It doesn't work like that.
Yeah,
People
right.
are so self-conscious and judgy.
I know. What do you think, Jin?
Me? I have the same experience exactly.
Okay.
For me, the word was city.
City.
So I said, because we learned the American way English, not British English. Water. I don't really know how to say that, but yeah. So I said I like city, and then they were all laughing at me.
Why are you laughing at me?
How are you supposed to say
City.
City.
City. Okay, guys. City. Okay. Good. You're right. So we experienced that, and not just about that. I think we didn't really have that speaking test, English speaking test.
Okay.
That's true.
And actually, most of the teachers, English teachers, when I was in high school, they couldn't really speak in English. Okay, so we're gonna talk about the keys nowadays and the education system nowadays later. And now let's talk about how you guys overcame that, system and how you studied English by yourself. Okay, let's start with Jenny.
Okay, so I guess my goal, I wasn't really, my main goal wasn't to get like a perfect score in an English test. I think my parents wished that, but, but like genuinely, I just liked meeting new people. I just liked meeting new friends, and like that was in me. That's like a characteristic that I have. So I have this like law about input and output. Okay, so everything that I'm going to say will rather be on the input side or rather be on the output side. Okay? So, for example, when I learn a language, and these are like my tips, you guys can hear it out or not. So, I try to surround myself with the target language.
Ooh,
And the target language is, of course, whatever language that you guys want to learn. And that would be in the input side, right? Because putting yourself out there and exposing yourself in that target language really just gives you the input, the knowledge, and everything that works and needed in learning a language. And now for the output side. So the thing that I really worked on is like, and I think this is like my biggest tip, is that I watch so many movies and TV. I know it's like a dumb box. I know that TV, a lot of people say that, but like, actually I learned so much from the TV and it worked as a positive side. So I still remember watching the Harry Potter movie. It was
Aw.
a big when I was young, and I just like I tried to follow the same intonation as
Wow.
like everybody said, and I think that really worked as like my biggest tip.
Yeah.
And the biggest tip that I can give you, and like I still remember watching Harry Potter, and like it was like Hermione, and like they were doing a class, and she would say like, "Oh Harry, it's not Leviosa, it's Leviosa," like something like that. And like
Yeah.
as a kid, and I still do like watching Netflix. If there's like a fun expression or something, I would like say it outside, and that would be on the output side. So like depending on whatever you do, you have to get the input and the output at the same time to really maximize your learning skills and your
Korean teacher, you're amazing. And I actually noticed something very special about you because I was really surprised when I saw you calling with your brother.
right. Okay.
Wait, what?
And you know, you and your brother, both of them, yeah, they are Koreans.
Right.
And they were talking in English.
So I guess that could be both in the input and the output. Like my brother and like I try to surround myself in an English environment, your target language environment, and then you try to use that and as an output.
That's a very good practice that you can actually practice in your daily life.
Right.
Yeah, I love that.
That's very rare, actually.
Yeah.
It is something rare. Yeah, I agree.
Well, I told you my shy days experience as like this small kid who was afraid of other people. But then when I was in high school, my school decided to put me into this class. And in that class, it was like an advanced class. I was a good student, guys. And there were lots of kids who had experienced life outside of Korea. Like when they were younger, they were living in the States or elsewhere. Like they had studied at international schools. So when I took classes, and all the classes were taught by native speakers, and when we needed to perform or read a script or anything like that, actually not being able to say the language as it's supposed to be was something that I was supposed to ashamed of. You know what I mean? So now I am suddenly surrounded by a setting that everyone is speaking like native speakers. And I didn't want to sound like a dumb kid who cannot speak water as water. Now I'm just like portraying this image of me that's super fluent. I don't know, like that was stressful for sure in the beginning, but I think it came to me as a culture shock. You know, when I went to college, I went to the States for college. So I was surrounded by the environment. So there we go, input and output.
Right.
And I lived in a dorm. And I lived with 7 other girls.
Wow.
And none of them was from Korea. All the years, throughout the whole years, I stayed with the girls and I had to speak English to survive. I just like completely threw myself into the environment. I didn't miss out any social events. I went to the parties. I even went to a frat party, guys. I went to lots of parties and lots of events, but then I also studied hard. So I think that's when my English really took off.
So for you, it's the environment.
Right. If you watch my previous videos in the very first video, I'm probably this awkward person who barely speaks 10 words in one. I'm exaggerating. But now I feel more comfortable actually speaking English. So YouTubing, making videos helped me a lot too.
Okay, nobody's asking that question to me, so I'll just
I will ask you
Okay, so in my case, I couldn't really go to abroad. So I had to find somebody to talk in English by myself. So what it's gonna be? It's online. I'm the online girl, online woman. So So I used to go to those like pen pal website, you know, and then I used to just chat, giving some letters to them.
Wow.
And I made my own English words book
Whoa.
in my notebook. So it was
So
like
smart.
this thick. So I used to write all the English words that I didn't know, and then I just wrote the word. And then here there should be examples, sentences all the time.
Such a
And I try to speak that word on the day.
Wow.
Yeah, I
Word
still
of the
do that
day.
today. Like
You
for
do?
yeah, for example, like bougie. I didn't know about that word. And bougie.
Oh.
Rich.
I didn't know about the word, and I use that today.
Wow.
So yeah, just like that. So if you just
That's a
learn
good habit.
like a Korean
That is a good
word,
habit.
then just use it today.
Wow.
Now I'm inspired.
I know.
Yeah, I want to
Such
make
a
my
hard
own
word.
book.
I know.
Okay, so these were our tips on how we learned English in Korea.
Right, and now let's talk about how kids nowadays they are studying English.
Kids these days.
Kids these days.
From
Oh my
my
god.
grandparents.
What's this attitude? What's what?
Well, during the break time, we talked a lot
Yeah.
about how kids are different these days. It's not like back in the old days. Now
Yeah.
kids are sassy, from what I heard.
I'm scared. I'm scared.
Yeah, I'm scared too.
No, I mean nowadays the education, the mothers they are so crazy about English education,
Mothers
And
are eager to teach their kids.
yeah, you should be the best in English, and that's something very necessary. It's something very basic. So they always like say, okay, you have to go to Hagwon, and then you have to study that way with like a native English speaking teacher. Yeah, and it's very common nowadays, right?
Right. I told you about my native speaker teacher Heather, but she was the only native English teacher in our school. But now, there are so many native English teachers. I have many friends who taught English in Korea.
Hi, Mike.
Hey, what's up, Mike? So
Right.
yeah, people come to Korea a lot from abroad to teach English, and now kids have more access to them.
And how about you, Jenny?
Actually, I don't really have any occasions to meet the younger kids these days. I'm just very in my working busy life. But I heard that the kids these days are very open to new experiences and like they're more eager to experience new things and just, I guess talk to foreigners and speak and learn other languages. So I think that is like a positive side. But you guys have to remember, learning a new language can't be more important than becoming just a nice person.
Oh, yes.
It's like that's just nothing can
really
be
important.
before or be superior than being nice to people. And like I would say, if you're not nice to other people, like forget about learning a language. You need to learn that right now. So like just make sure and like try to keep good people around you. And language is, hey, you don't need language. I'm just kidding. But you get my point. Yeah.
Well, when I make a friend, whether or not this person is good at English or not, is the least thing I consider when I
Yeah,
make friends with
exactly,
somebody. So
exactly.
it's not the case. But one thing about kids these days, I heard now kids are more comfortable when they need to speak English words in front of other people.
Yeah, right.
That's very nice.
So I think that's a really good thing. Good
They're
change.
very confident and they're willing to help other foreigners.
That's nice.
Yeah, they're really confident.
So they are not scared anymore.
Yeah.
When we were younger.
And as I know, Jenny, you are having your own business.
Oh, well, okay.
And it's actually related to the English education, right?
Oh yeah, I guess.
Can you please talk about
Well,
it?
it's
Shout out to
Hey Giggle! So I guess what I'm opening is just I guess a studio and like the name of it is Hey Giggle and
Hey
the
Giggle.
whole idea is I want to make a place where giggle laughter doesn't stop. Like I want it to be full of giggle and I know like as sad as it could be, I'm not like a revolutionary person and like saying that like English, you don't need English in life. Like I can't say that because what I am doing right now is based on my English things. So I can't say that English is not important, but then what can I do to help them is I guess give them an environment where they can learn English in a happy, like enjoyable way, and that's what I'm trying to do. So I'm just going to have some English baking studio with like some kids, and I just want to give them a good experience and like, yeah.
One thing for sure, it sounds really fun.
I know.
You guys will have a blast there.
I hope
This
so.
is the change, everyone.
Wow.
She is proving that right now.
I hope.
Future of Korea is being created.
Not that far. Just so small, so small.
Okay, guys, that's it for today. So, how did you enjoy today?
I just
guys?
love meeting my aunties. It's so nice, and I think like I've never really had like this kind of debate. I guess we're not having pros and cons, but it was really nice to share ideas, and I'm intrigued about how you guys felt about the video as well.
Yeah, it was interesting to hear different perspectives on how we learn Korean, how we learn different languages and our own backstories. It was fun.
Okay, yeah, it was so fun too for me. Yeah, so guys, if you have any questions or if you have any opinions, then please leave us comment down below, and don't forget to check out these two lovely girls' YouTube channels, and don't forget to subscribe to nurihaus, and we will see you guys in our next video. Bye! Have a beautiful day!
Have a beautiful day.